Well, how do there, chums? I doff my cap. Inside of my comments on my previous video, somebody mentioned, you've got a freighter, Captain Steve. You get a free freighter inside of this expedition. I called it in, and you know what? I've got a free freighter. That person was right, so thank you very much for the heads up that I've got a free freighter. Now, I'm just going to use it as a cash cow for all of its spare storage slots. I'm just going to squirrel away a load of stuff that I don't know whether I need it or not. So all the things that have been holding up my inventory. So yeah, thank you very much, that person in the viewerverse. You, sir, or madam, are amazing. Thanking you. So there we go, people. That's a pretty darn freaking sneaky little tip for you, isn't it? So if you are running low on storage, maybe call in your free freighter. Yeah, it's pretty darn freaking nice. It's quite a big one too. So yeah, I'm going to squirrel away all my stuff in there. You know what? I'm getting quite low on warp fuel, and I've got quite a few jumps to do to get to anchor point 2. So yeah, I'm going to make a little bit of condensed carbon from some of the carbon that I've got inside of my exosuit, and hopefully going to be making some antimatter to put inside of some antimatter housing to make my warp fuel. So I'm going to do that. I can only make one at the moment. So you know what? I might have to fly across a planet's surface and just dash it with a load of bullets to get a shed load more condensed carbon. But yeah, I'm thinking as well, we've got to get to know all the languages of the races. So 3 words for each of the different sorts of races. So 3 Viking, 3 Korvax and 3 Gek words I've got to learn. So I'm going to jump on over to a station and we're going to be hitting that up. Now I have been going to every single station, every single warp jump that I've done. I've been running around all the desks. I've been looking to see if I can get myself some navigational data inside of those stations, which we're going to be needing for later on. So we'll get that in the back pocket as well. So let's jump on over to a station and let's start chatting up some of the locals. I'll play you some music. Okay, so this is the last Korvax that I need to speak to get my sort of linguistics language badge type thing. Heck yeah, got that, done. Where's the badge? There it is, universal language. It's now completicated. Now I'm thinking, while I'm inside of a station, why not use that teleporter to go back to the very first planet that I was on, because there were some horrible bitey creatures there. Now one of the badges is to tame and befriend an enemy. So make a friend and tame a pet that is a nasty bitey git. So I'm going to go look for a nasty bitey git upon this planet. But I'm also thinking a little bit about that optional milestone in Phase 1. Now that optional milestone in Phase 1, I believe, is to just keep giving Polo a load of this lovely liquid sun. So while I'm visiting planets and planet surfaces, I'm looking for resource deposits in the ground to land next to that I can then harvest. So I'm doing it sort of ambiently. Now that I know I've got my freighter, every time I touch base on my freighter, I'm putting it all in my freighter storage for a rainy day, and hopefully I'm just going to turn it all in at the end of the expedition and do them all at once. So that idea I had about the 1.5 episodes and things, not going to happen. I'm just going to keep getting that stuff. It's like when you feed creatures as well, you can get their ancestral memories. Again, I'm going to grab those every time I see creatures and I've got some spare bait sticks and I've got a spare bit of carbon, and I'm just going to put it in my freighter every time I land on my freighter. So that liquid sun and the ancestral memories, boom, straight into there. Anyway, we've now befriended this bitey git of a creature, and I'm going to give him a nice little file on his chest to make him mine. You're mine, creature. Heck yes you are. Pow! And hopefully that's going to pop me that badge. Lovely job. So I'm heading up to see Polo, and I'm just going to hand in that liquid sun just to see whether it does move the marker. So I was only on like 1% before or something silly. So we've turned that in, and look at that, it's gone up to 10%. Brilliant. Heck yes. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. All the spare liquid sun that I've got there, I'm going to chuck inside my freighter at some point. Great, can't really put these anywhere. You know what, I'm not really bothered about the water jetpack, so I'm just going to dismantle them. And also the translator tech, can't be arsed. Righto, I'm going to keep that one though. I might as well keep that one because that does help with movement. Right, I've got a fair bit that I need to squirrel away again inside of my freighter before I press on. But I'm going to do that in my own time. You don't need to see me land on my freighter and chuck stuff into inventory storage, do you? But anyhows, now what I need to do is jump all the way back to the system that I was in, or do I? Because inside of as I got to the rendezvous point, I remember there was that planet Enect or something. There was like a frost biome, but it was also nested. Now, one of my other badges is to actually build a base on one of those infested planets. So before I go too far into the future, why not go back and stick a base on that planet is what I'm thinking. So yeah, which space station was you in there? Good question. I think it was this one, the previous one that I was in. I think it was, because we finished off there, didn't we? Heck yes. So we're now jumped back, and let's have a quick look-see. So lovely jobs. And we'll have a little look around and see if we can find that area. So here we go. Let's. I need to do a few more jumps anyway. So yeah, let's just jump over to the next system and press on with our journey. But I will backtrack to that frosty nested world at some point. So here we go. Lovely jobs. And yeah. And is that it? I can't remember if this was it. No, I do a few more jumps and I go around a few more stations and I grab a fair few more of those navigational datas. And after I've got a little batch of those navigational datas, I've only got like about 4. It's freaking ridiculous. Yeah, most of them, it says navigational data. You go to pick it up and it's freaking... It's nanites. It's freaking nanites. Anyway, we're going to be locking in this one. And yes, I'm going to be jumping back to that nested world and hopefully putting a base upon it. You know what? Let's fly back into this station and we could do it from here, couldn't we, really? Heck yes, we could, because where was it? Let's go to my discoverers. Righto, so this is it, and that's that planet that I'm on about, Enect. So which system was this in? If I go back up a level, I can get the station name, and then I can teleport back to this station and back to this planet, and hopefully put a base upon it. Heck yes! Yeah, I'm on my way, planet Enect, and it's in Sebrak Elwyn. Sounds like something out of freaking Lord of the Rings, doesn't it? Right, well, let's fly back into the station. We go back to that teleporter, and we jump back to that system, and then we go down to that planet. I will see you on that planet. Right, well, I'm entering into said atmosphere. Now, as I enter into the atmosphere, I am also looking for those sort of like mineral deposits so I can get some more liquid sun, like I mentioned earlier. The only thing is, this planet is freaking littered with this stuff, so trying to spot a freaking resource deposit amongst this mess just ain't gonna happen. So, but I'm just gonna touch down wherever I can see a freaking landing area, basically, just a bit that's not covered in freaking shrooms. You see that sort of like black trail across the landscape? I'm gonna land there. Now, what I don't like about this planet is it has pretty nasty storms that just completely wipe out your freaking hazard protection super darn freaking quick. So I'm just gonna touch down here, and I think I've got enough chromatic metal because I deleted my other base. No, I'm 5 freaking short, so I'm gonna have to go and dig a load of freaking stuff up anyway. Alright, lovely jubbly. Well, there we go. Now I've got my freaking resources. I can put... Oh no, I didn't take it out of the bloody refiner, did I? Alright, let's take it out the refiner this time, shall we? There we go. Chickapow, done. Right, let's try it again. Right, let's put down my base and let's claim this area as mine, as the captain's. Now you only have to put down something like, I think, about 14 or 15 base parts for it to actually register as being base worthy. So I'm just going to quickly just slap down a load of freaking panels on the floor. I'm going to need a bit of carbon to do this, so I might have to zap a few of these freaking shroomy things that are around me. Careful I don't shoot any of the eggs, because then evil horrors sprout out the ground, which I've done once. Yeah, they didn't kill me though, I ran away. Yeah, I've only died once during this expedition. I'm seeing loads of people hitting up. Oh, there you go, I got my base freaking badge. Yeah, I've seen loads of people saying that they've died countless times and they're getting really fed up of having to start again. I haven't had that issue myself. I've been doing okay. Anyway, I can pop this. Lovely jubbly. Let's squirrel that away. Oh, why are you giving me a load of exocraft plans? Oh, if I put down the exomech, that negates extreme weather conditions, doesn't it? Which is pretty nice. I don't know whether it stops your actual life support going down. It may do. Not too sure, but it definitely helps with your hazard protection. In fact, it recharges it. You can just sit in it, get all your hazard protection back like you can with your starship, and then just jump out again. So having the exomech could be really handy and dandy. It really could. So I might make the exomech one. I might do that. Anyway, let's just upload the base. I can always teleport back here. So it's a nice little area to get back to, isn't it? But there we go. Yeah, I have no teleporter here, though. Yeah, so I won't be able to teleport back from here. But if I jump to this base from the Nexus, I can just return to Nexus whenever I want. Yes, from the quick menu. Very cool. Right, so that gets me back to that area. So now I've gone all the way back to where I was before. I've jumped back to the other station. And now I'm doing a warp jump, and we're heading towards Anchor Point 2. And every single jump that I do, what am I doing, people, in the viewerverse? Going in the station, running around grabbing navigation. Heck yes I am. But what can't I do? I can't seem to get enough units to expand my exosuit frickin' capacity. I don't know whether they've upped the frickin' amount or made it harder to get units or something, but I just have no units. I'm cashless. Anyhow, we've now made it over to Anchor Point 2, and I'm flying over there. Now, as you're flying into these anchor points, what I would say is, if you see a comms ball pop up, it's usually the very first one that pops up, because you will get others scattered about a bit. But as soon as you see the first comms ball, like there, I'm heading straight to that. And it's usually the one that's fairly close to your approximated area. Basically, you'd have to use your sweep scanner. Now, you may have noticed, this is very mountainous. This is a very mountainous landscape. Oh, for fudge's sake, would you look at that? It's bloody nested as well, isn't it? I could have put a bloody base on this planet rather than jumping all the way back to frickin' the first one that I found. Seems to be that these anchor points are all this sort of nested weird ass biome. Pretty darn cool. But yeah, I could have put my base here. But you know what? I'm kind of glad I didn't. I'm glad I went back to the first one and put it there, because there was hardly any other bases. This one's littered in comms balls now, and littered with bases. So you know what? I think I made a fairly good choice on my choice. However, what I would say is the weather on mine is freaking extreme stormy. This one I don't think is. I think this one's a little bit more mild. It's got gentle snowflakes. And it's very pretty. So maybe I should have put one on here. I don't know. You make your decisions. I've made mine. Yeah, it's probably a poor one. But anyhow, we've got our exomech. Let's stick it down anyhow. There you are, my exomechian friend. And I suppose you can use it as expanded storage to some degree. As long as you delete the sort of bay every single time so you can take it with you wherever you go. It could be quite good. And I've been given all these exocraft modules. Let's stick them in. Okay, doesn't want to install in that type. It'd be nice if it frickin' told you which type of exocraft it was. Oh, it does at the top, doesn't it? Okay, alright, fine. Well, none of these seem to want to go inside of my exomech. Fun, diddly fun. Okay, coolio. Right, next off, what are we doing next? Okay, fill their hunger. Oh, I can do that from here. So every time you get to the anchor point, you can use your memory beacony thing that you built the tech for in Phase 1. So here we go, let's go into my ship. I'll show you where it is. There it is, that's it. I'm going to use that, boom. Use that on your anchor planets and it finds a point of memory. Lovely. When you go to these points of memory though, and you've actually spoke and interacted with the grave, something evil usually comes and gets you. So at the first one, it was a load of freaking horrors that popped out the ground. Let's see what we get freaking turn up here. You know what? I'm blasting all the hazardous flora that I see because you're going to get oxygen. And oxygen comes quite in handy, not only for breathing, but also for making some sort of commodities every now and again. Lovely job. Awesome. Hello there, my little friend. How are you? Lovely, cool. I think towards warp fuel or something. You kind of need it. Anyhow, lovely. Yeah, he's talking about hallucinations and trying to capture one of these giant creatures. Looks like we might get one of those little lore snippets as well from this guy, one of the little memories. Cool. I don't know what that string of numbers is all about. But anyhow, we've managed to do that. Cool. Are we going to get something evil come and get me like last time? Yes! There's corrupted sentinels this time, people. Right, well, frickin' run for your life. And now it says down there, death is not the end, the loop continues. I don't know whether I should be dying at these points. I can't see the reason to. I don't see any other badges that say you need to die. So, you know what, I'm just going to frickin' run away. I'm going to run for my frickin' life because I don't really want to start it all over again. I really don't. And I'm out of inventory space. So I may have to just jump back up to my freighter quickly. But for now, I've just got to get back to my ship because that's out of launch thruster fuel. And eventually, I managed to get back to my ship and we've taken off. And I noticed that in this system was a very nice looking lush planet as well. And I figured, well, you know, while I'm going around, I might as well get a few other bits and bobs and pick up a few things. So this lush planet is freaking littered in hazardous flora. And it's got so many resources upon the planet that I figure I'm just going to fly over it and shoot the freaking fudge out of it and get myself a load of oxygen, load of dehydrogen, load of carbon, load of base elements, you know, ferrite dust, the whole frickin' works. But because it's covered in blinking hazardous flora, it's a real frickin' bonus for the oxygen gathering. It really is. And even while I'm on here on foot, I'm going to blast a few things. So the reason I came here was to get some paraffinium, because I can then build another exocraft bay, which is the Nomad, the little one that scutters across the top of water. It's got like little hover jets on it. But I think the scanner module that I've picked up, I can put in the Nomad, and hopefully from the scanner I might be able to pop that rather than use my navigational data and hopefully find a downed freighter. Depending on how good the scanner module is, it might just give me resource depots, come to think of it, if it's stage 1. I think it might only be the stage 1, but until I can install it, I'm not 100% sure what it might do. So here's the Nomad, and I've got the module inside of my ship, so let's go and sneak that in. Now we'll put this in there first, shall we? Oh no, that one doesn't go in there. Okay, fine, it's just a scanner that I need anyway. Let's just split these out a bit for a second. Right, where's my modules? Let's try that then. This is the scanner. Yes, it's the scanner. Brilliant, lovely, cool, awesome. And hopefully we're going to be able to pop that and see if it does anything. But I don't think I've got many other modules that are going to go in here, have I? Then again, do I need to? Because technically I could use this as extra storage space. Well, that goes in there, but it needs to go next to that one to get the adjacency bonus. And I don't think that's going to go in. No, it's not. All right, fine, brilliant. Okay, right. It would be nice if they were a little bit more obvious of what goes where, wouldn't it? Anyhow, let's use the scanner and let's see if it does bring up the no, just gives you the scan for depots. So yeah, I haven't got enough to go get the next stage for that. So that didn't work. Back to the navigational data plan idea. So navigational data, you're looking for these sort of like little orange cubes or these little flat hucky puck type looking things. And when you go over them, it should say navigational data. You interact with them, sometimes you get navigational data, sometimes you get nanites. Like I say, I've gone around a freaking shed ton of these places. You can see that I had 1 navigational data in that storage, but I've got probably about 4 of them at the moment. But yeah, even check these back rooms, because look, shiny cube, it says navigational data. What did I get? Nanites. And that seems to happen freaking 90% of the time when you're looking for navigational data. When you want nanites, what do you get? Navigational data. It's freaking sod's law. That's what that is. Yeah, the game trolls me, people. Hopefully you have more luck than me. Hopefully you don't share the same frustrations. But anyway, let's go and take my navigational datas to the map maker. And at the moment I've got 2 on my person. I think I've already turned 2 into maps already. So I've got 2 maps, I've got 2 navigational datas. I'm just going to show you that you turn in your navigational datas to this little mappy dude in the corner, and you choose specific. And because we want a crash freighter, we want the emergency cartographer datas. So there we go, I want 2 of those, my little friend. Lovely. Now what I would suggest is go down to your ship, jump in your ship, out of your ship, pop all of your maps, see whether you get a downed freighter. If you don't, reload your autosave and re-pop them again. And if you get the same results, jump to another system and then try and see if you get different results and get your freighter. But there you go, I've just popped all of my map. Well, there you go, I've got 2, there we go, boom. I've got 2 remaining. I popped 1, and there you go. There we go. We've got ourselves our crashed freighter. Pretty darn freaking gnarly. Let's head on over to the crashed freighter, and I'll see you down at the crashed freighter, my friends. I'll play some music on my journey there. Well, I hope you enjoyed that musical interlude. Now I've interacted with this washing machine. Let's go and see what the logs say. Brilliant. Right. Okay, life, yeah, brilliant. That means very little to me. Oh, multiple sentinel energy signatures detected. And they're doing something strange. They're fighting each other, are they? Right, okay, and ignoring... I've never seen sentinels fighting sentinels inside of my whole playtime of this. But yeah, there we are. That's what's happening, apparently, according to this lore. And there we go. We've got fallen giants. Explored a crashed freighter. Brilliant. Lovely jobs. Is that all the badges done? It freaking is. I've only just gone and freaking done it, people. There we go. That's the last badge to be had. So yeah, hopefully you had better luck with your navigational datas, and hopefully you didn't find that too much of a bind. But I've got some more memories. Oh, look at that. What was the freaking chances? I got myself the other attachment for my lovely sort of scatter blaster attachment. Brilliant. We can do some real damage with that now. Okay, why is this flashing? Why is that flashing at me? There's nothing that I can really install. Well, I suppose I could put in this freaking bit of tech. I've got the oxygen to do it. Yeah, why not? Let's put that in there. Why are you flashing? I've got nothing else I can build. I think this is a bit buggy. I think that's a bit buggy, because that's not right, is it? It shouldn't be flashing still. Righto, it's got me really intrigued though. Why the fudge are you flashing? Stop flashing. Can I put that in there? No, I can't. I could move a few things around, I suppose, because I want to get the adjacency bonus with this. So let's put that there. There we go, we've got some adjacency. Might give me a little bit better life support. I need to get rid of those, the multi-tool storage. I need to upgrade my storage on my multi-tool. I can do that in my own time, people. I'll have that done before we reconvene. But let's pop this badge. Oh, we've got the Temporal Starship Trails, have we? For iteration 2. Complete a mondoed. Captain Steve has done it again. So there we go. You know what, I'm going to stick these Starship Trails in. And I'm going to let you guys have a look at them in action. But I'm going to be doing all my goodbyes first and stuff, and saying a massive, great big thank you to every single person out there, especially those that are leaving nice little helpful tips and things. There has been a few comments left to say that take your time, Steve, because the last final phase isn't giving everybody the actual ship that it should. People aren't getting their frigate. And apparently over on the Twitter space, Sean Murray has been made aware because he's been bombarded with messages of upsetness. So until next time, people, I'm going to go now. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. But enjoy my ship trail sort of demo. So you know what? This might not be the best sort of ship to actually show you this in. Because I've got this long tailpipe, I can't actually see the blasted thing. And it looks a bit freaking janky. Look at that. It doesn't seem... Yeah, it looks like it's just been copy and pasted onto the end of my bloody ship, doesn't it? It'd look better if I had a real freaking engine rather than this sort of mosquito type looking tail on my ship, people. So I don't think you're getting the full majestic beauty of this trail at all, are you? It looks terrible. Let's try popping into camera mode and see if that helps a bit. Oh, there we go. That looks a little bit shiny, doesn't it? Magical. Everybody wants one of them, don't they? Till next time, people. Cheery bye yet again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers. And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.